And welcome back to another video. Now, we are going to be talking about today the Lizzy Borden house, also known as the infamous Axe murder house. Now, in the last video, I probably got the facts wrong of who actually was the killer, but I got it facts now. So Lizzy Borden was accused of the brutal axe murder of her father and stepmother in 1892. That's a long time ago. A case that captivated the nation and remains a significant part of American folklore. That is crazy. Okay, so some background information on Lizzy Borden. Lizzy Andrew Borden was born on July 19th, 1860 in Fall River, Massachusetts. I'm tired. She was the daughter of Andrew Borden, a wealthy businessman, and his second wife, Abby Borden. Man, imagine having multiple mothers. Couldn't be me. No. Now, that must be rough. I don't know when when that interfered having a stepmother. So having her stepmother. So the Borden can't speak now. The Borden family, I'm saying it wrong now, I'm sorry, was known for their wealth, but they lived in a modest home. There's a lot to go through, which reflected Andrew's frugality. Can't. That's why I can't see. I'm gonna try to read this while I clean them off. Lizzy and her older sister Emma was a strained relationship. I don't know if I said that right. With their stepmother Abby, often due to financial disputes. Wait, if they're wealthy, why do they have financial disputes? But that does not make sense. Anyways, on the morning of August 4th, 1992, I think that was a couple of years before. Same year. Okay. I'll say. That done my head up. Okay. Andrew Borden was found murdered in his home, having been struck multiple times with a sharp instrument, an axe. Shortly after, Abby Borden was discovered upstairs, also brutally murdered. Imagine being murdered, especially if they say it's from the child. That's crazy. Sorry, I was doing something. Okay, where was I? Lizzy, who was present in the home at the time, that's why she's the main suspect. She was in the house when it happened. Claimed to have discovered her father's body. Okay. If she was in the house, and apparently if she didn't murder him, why didn't she hear the screams? That's a key point. The murders shocked the community, and the suspicion quickly fell on Lizzy due to her inconsistent statements and lack of other suspects. You need to have suspects. That's one thing you need. Suspects. Because there's no other way that you can claim that you're not guilty with something. Another way, keep your story straight. Do not change any details. If you say, oh, I wasn't home of the time of the murder, and then you go around saying to the next police officer that asks you questions, or the next person that asks you questions, the detectives and stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, I was home, I was in the basement. That's an inconsistent story. You need to be consistent, because if you're not consistent, then you pretty much lose. Lizzy Borden was arrested and put on trial in 1893. So I think August. So it taken a couple of months to actually get her put on trial. Why? When she was the main suspect, why did it take a while for her to actually get put on trial? It took her like, I think 4 months, 4 or 5 months. And then they put her on trial. It shouldn't take that long if she's the main suspect. The prosecution's case was largely, that's a long word, circumstantial. Circumstantial. They make words not how they should be sounded. People. With no definitive evidence linking her to the murders. Where's the murder weapon? where did the murder weapon go? I want to know where the murder weapon got placed. Because if you figure out where the murder weapon got placed, but the thing is, back in that day, you couldn't be able to really find any traces of fingerprints or anything like that. Because back in that day, it was harder to figure out who actually did it with the fingerprints, because they didn't have the technology they do today. But the axe would have been a great thing to have with for the trial. Okay. Okay. Despite the sinister nature of the trial, Lizzy was acquitted. Wait, I forgot what that word means. Acquitted. Let's look it up. Oh, free from a criminal charge by a verdict of not guilty. Okay, so it pretty much means that they're pretty much not guilty. Oh, this is burning out. Hold on. Needs to be somewhat lit. Okay. Okay. Leading to widespread there we go. Public debate about her guilty. About her guilty or innocence. They worded that so weird. The case became a media sensation, with newspapers covering every detail, and it has since inspired numerous books, films, and folklore, including the infamous rhyme, Lizzy Borden take an axe and give her mother 40 whacks. That is, I've never heard that saying, ever. The Borden case, okay, so this one is cultural impact. I love learning about this stuff, but it can be exhausting. So, the Borden case has remained a topic of fascination. There we go. In American culture, it has been depicted in furious form of media, including movies, plays, and documentations. The story raises questions about class, gender, and suicidal norms of the time, and Lizzy's life contains to be analyzed and interpreted in different ways. which is crazy. Then in conclusion, Lizzy Borden lives the reminder of her life in Fall River after the trial, facing social restrictions. Why can't I read? Ostracism. I'm gonna just give up because I cannot read that. But maintaining her innocence. Dang. She died on June 1st, 1927 from Panorama. The mystery surrounding the murder and the trials has been left an indelibly mark on American history, making Lizzy Borden a figure of I think that's how it's pronounced, I'm not sure. And specialization of genius. And for generations. Which I would like to say her story is crazy. Okay, and I would like to show you some of the books. Now, these are some of the books that have been written. It could be all of the books. I'm not entirely sure if it is all of the books. No, it's not. But that's some of the work that was made of her. And her story, I would like to say, is pretty interesting, to say the least, because who really knows, if she actually did it. So, but that will be the end of today's video. So, peace.